Good afternoon. Welcome to the last of the top 16 for a casual boost tournament. We've got Gem versus Tenit. The winner of this match is going to face on GGW for a actually very exciting final 8 set of people. Some very, very high talents. Certainly this match notwithstanding. So this is going to be really awesome. Joined today here on commentary is, of course, the one and only Ravis. We've got Nervin Joyce on tracking, so we've got a really good crew. Ravis, how's it going?
Yeah, how's it going? I'm fine, and I'm excited for this match. How about you?
I am super excited. I am always a big fan of casual boots. I like starting boots because we get to go fast, and of course we've got that sword. So that means that we don't have to worry about stopping our dash, halfway through because of enemies or whatever. And always pretty excited to be able to see, some top execution. I do know that Gem likes to, in this case, maybe delay his map check in order to hopefully get his, 5 escape, maybe 505, something like that. Certainly would not expect too different than Tenit. This is top 16, so talent is in general very high.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, the first 5 minutes, as you said, are more like execution race a bit. Get a feel of what we can maybe expect of these runners, even though you don't get into the top 16 without having the necessary execution for the game.
Oh,
so
yeah,
every small
true.
mistake is probably be punished by the other runner, regardless who does that.
Oh yeah. I mean, so right, and so like I think, I'm trying to remember how many people, at least 120 some people started this, and then of course brackets was top 64. And so like like with the pool, that high, I know it filled out quite a bit pretty early. Like you're gonna have good talent. Basically at least going through top 16, top 8. So I know like like Gamma versus Chloe Prower, that's a top 8 match. Wayne versus Hitsu. Well, okay, yeah. You know what? Talk about
that top 5 was actually a thing in this season.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Okay, yeah, the mirror is you're always happy to see that before, or at least in the front of Escape and not the back of Escape, because yeah, you get an automatic like 35 seconds or something time save from this. Yeah, all right. So how about let's go for a sub 4 Escape maybe? Probably not possible, but that's a really nice. And of course, the only caveat, of course, you have to remember to grab Zelda before you mirror, otherwise you're not gonna have a good time.
Yeah, and the mirror is always an item that you either want to have kind of as a go mode or very early to have a good routing. That's not a fun item to find in mid game when you, let's say, have seen the South Dark World and have then K45 left or some stuff that you could have done with the mirror earlier. And specifically when you go into the bottom eastern area, you can combine those two dungeons super easy. So yeah, mirror is something that you really want to have early or as late as possible.
Right.
And also the gloves.
Wow, okay, yeah, we're potentially gonna have some pretty, you got a lot of access already. Yeah, like the glove means that we could potentially even go up the mountain, actually, right after Escape.
Yeah, I mean, we could go up into Hera. Of course, no fire source makes this a little bit more dicey, not being able to fully clear the dungeon, if we have any chance of clearing the dungeon at all. But at least you have, at least you can get to Death Mountain and can do some stuff. So you probably want to see a hammer before you go up there, actually, so you can include the Spiral Cave and Paradox Cave.
Oh, right, yeah, that's also a good point. Or maybe you get like a hook shot, right? That's a lot of mountain access.
Yes. Also, I mean, with a glove in hand, there's a good chance that we might get an early Dark World access with the mirror. That might be very cool to route early on. We could see a lot of divergence.
Yeah, that would actually be really nice. Actually, yeah, because especially, if we're fortunate enough, let's say, to get Dark World access in Kakariko, alright, maybe you'll just, I don't know, cut your route short in Kakariko, go up, Dark World, and then, do the rest of the stuff with the mirror. Alright, looks like we did have the map. Nothing else here maybe in the back. Or early heart containers, you're never gonna turn it down for some extra safety. The low percentage fight sometimes of, in this case, casual boosts in this tournament actually don't seem to be, too uncommon. I think the match that was Tato versus AFG was very, very aggressive, like 4 heart moth. So never gonna turn down some early health.
Also, yeah, we now see it again. Tenit found some bombs, and as soon as I say that, Gem gets some stuff. So,
Oh yeah.
never mind those bombs that I was about to say might save a couple of seconds.
Well, I guess a Sanct chest never disappoints. Always gonna be good for a bailout. And looks like alright, Gem did his early map check. Probably soon we'll get one from Tenit as well. Yeah, and also looks like our tracker Nervander's already marked down everything. A red pendant at Eastern. Everything else regular crystals.
And also we found a blue goo right now, which is good.
Oh yeah, we get a bottle for Sick Kid. Yeah, alright, there's
also if we would have told Gem before the race that he will have done Bone Crocs after before sub 5, like I think he would have taken that.
Oh yeah, maybe.
But he would probably know there's a mirror somewhere along the way, because that would be unrealistic to have in a non-mirror seat. Also, a second bottle of Lumberjack, so that's not going to be required at all.
Yeah, I mean, but I think I did spy like a 413 on Gem's side to actually after escape. So that's, I mean, still even without the mirror, that's execution-wise is quite good. All right.
50 rupees. You take those.
Oh yeah, especially early on, we want to. I imagine Gem is. I mean, it looks like he's gonna go towards the village. I haven't really seen him divert too much, even with most of the starting equipment. I assume Tenit's gonna do something similar. And if you go to the village, you definitely don't want to abandon the bottle vendor. There's nothing, of course, in logic that requires any type of money or anything. So it's just kind of the game just kind of assumes that you have the money, right? You're gonna go farm it.
I mean, you can go and drop into the dam all the time and get 10 rupees there. So
you can also farm blind tap for 1 rupee. Are you into that?
Exactly. I'll probably farm the 50-50 bomb bushes and then take the 30 out of the bag then. So there were arguments to make to save and quit, maybe in the forest, hoping for a Dark World access, maybe in Mini Moldam Cap or part of the Dark World access, but both runners with the traditional Kakariko play, and Gem finds 300 rupees. That looks like we're close to Zora.
Yeah, already, yeah.
I mean, there's gonna be 100 away soon, but...
Yeah, I also did notice that Gem, I believe, pressed the Y button a little too early. He unfortunately used his blue potion. I believe he was trying to, quick swap to the mirror. Not that it probably matters too much in terms of safeties, but, it is maybe something to keep in the back of our heads. He may, be short. We're down 1 safety if he has to do, some early, low percentage stuff.
Here's your early bow, so that pot in Eastern area might be coming pretty soon if we find the hammer as a Dark World access part.
Oh yeah. Oh jeez. Okay, so talk about Zora money. We have more than enough stuff now. So actually, Raven's would you try and delay Eastern?
Yeah, for sure. Okay. I mean, we have the bow, we have the glove, we have a mirror. We go South Shore first, specifically with that money. Can do the Zora the Zora area early and...
Oh yeah, that's true. We can water walk
That's the moment where I would say it doesn't matter if the Zora area actually is unlogic. I mean, most people would do the fake flipper regardless because it's never going to be as fast as with the water walk. Oh, there's a
okay. Are you going to South Shore now? I mean, now, we can sequence break up the mountain.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm going South Shore here, but because I'm still want to have my logic first for Hera, and second part is this might be simply a Moon Pearl and a hammer, or even the mids, which we also want, both on the mountain.
So, that's also a good point too. Yeah,
waiting with the mountain, I think, would be the more wise play. But I mean, you can do the mountain and maybe be successful with that. So.
No, well, with the shovel in the back of the tavern, it definitely seems like we're going at least south for a bit.
I think we don't even save and quit after the shovel.
Oh my gosh! So, what a Gem's lucky shovel, man. First dig, he was gonna go and spend some of his surplus money on 10 bombs. His first dig just gets 4 bombs. But
some runners just know how it works.
I have no words for Gem's fortune. Didn't quite in this case make it first try library, but that cape looks like it. I don't know. Well, we still need a lamp to put Aga in logic, but it's always a good safety. Of course, it does open up upper ledge later.
we will not see Aga for a long time now because we have so much stuff to do. Even even Eastern could have our stuff, you know. So there's a lot of options going on, and would probably he's not gonna 7 quit. He's gonna go south here. We have the glove, so it's actually faster to simply go here. Yeah, once that bomb, I was thinking about that too, and start with the dam.
Yeah, I was actually gonna ask you, like, so the fact that we have the gloves. Normally, like, especially for like NMG, right? You come, kind of over here, but you have to take the longer way. But I think you're right with the glove. That's actually a pretty nice shortcut. Oh, early ice rod. All right, you're never gonna turn that down. But of course, especially even with 3 crystals in the light world, I don't know. I mean, chance of Turtle Rock being a pendant is a little bit on the higher side, especially with that early ice rod. But you never know. Oh, Tenit though.
So fun little side note here. If one of our runners, I think, dies in a bad way with the fake flipper, they have to hard reset, and that would mean they start at escape. So
really?
I don't expect that. We didn't have the 7 quit point yet, so you would have to do everything right now.
So I think Tenit just saved and quit to at least his house. So maybe
you're right. But at least for Gem.
But Gem, that's definitely true.
I mean, I don't expect that, of course. But just in case that happens,
no, it's a very good point.
That would be a 10-minute plus time loss.
Okay, so Mini Moldorm gave a bunch of extra more money, but also did fill up Gem on bombs, so who cares about buying them? Tenit, though, it looks like he is going straight over to Eastern Palace. Fully clearable crystal. I think is also very reasonable, right? And as you said, there could be a lot of good stuff over here, too.
I mean, again, I would prefer to wait and see how my Dark World access might look like. But it's okay. It is not a wrong play, I would say. It's a fine play. However, you could be more efficient in the long term. Depends on how the seed is, giving you items. And there's the Moon Pearl.
All right.
Pretty good spot to find now, because even if we get a refill in the waterfall cave, we now have the Moon Pearl to double check it anyway.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's actually a really good point too, right? We can actually potentially lose our water walk because of heart pieces or whatever. Hopefully, John still got his water walk. Okay.
Just to see if he's gonna do hobo as well, because with that Moon Pearl, that's actually inviting. Usually, you don't do that when you have the money, and he's actually not gonna do it. All right, that's fine.
Alright, so as Tenit's making his way through Eastern, we did see early shield. That was our first item, and then we got the big key in the map chest. So just coming up here. Oh my god.
That's big.
Alright, well, that was a good decision on your call part, Eravis, because with that Dark World access, Gem's gonna be able to do pod and Eastern together. Yep.
Yeah, and I mean, right now he would commit to a pod and Eastern without any fire slots. You kind of don't want to have that, really. I mean, Blue Mail and 6 Heart should be fine, but just in case, you can just lit the fire in the mini Helma room and stuff. And yeah. So interesting. So we might still find the lamp somewhere, and this might be a logical Agassiz, but we can definitely take the hammer. I think Gem is gonna do Hype Cave and then walk up to Pod and Eastern and find out if we can something.
Right. And and that kind of, especially with the hammer, well, I guess, right, we don't technically know where, like, our official, like, logical Dark World access is, right? You mentioned it could be Aga, right? Maybe there's another glove somewhere, maybe, in Agina, or, somewhere else, but, yeah, that, we do, in this case, we're gonna have to see those flippers at some point.
I have to correct you on something, because we need that ice rock. Turtle Rock actually is a crystal.
Oh my gosh, amazing!
Yeah, so actually a good early ice rock.
I mean, I'm shocked that the game is that generous to us. Gem taking some care to, I don't know, cut down, maybe doing an early overworld death warp here, potentially in the beginning of Hype Cave. Hopefully that's not the case.
Tenit now, it is almost 5. Oh, there's... Okay. So there's the flippers.
Alright!
I wouldn't be surprised if we see the lamp somewhere coming up, because that would give us the access already to Hype Cave. We have the hookshot, we have a glove, we could hook a shot just over and, get to Hype Cave, get the flippers and then hammer. So I'm fully expecting Tenit to do the water walk as well. There's no reason not to, I think. And it is actually one of the seeds where, that's why you do it, logic, yes or no, it doesn't matter.
Mhm.
Also, good call by Jam, remembering that he did not do Hobo. So, can do it now on the way.
Yeah, very efficient to be able to have the flippers in the mirror. So it's like he just kind of remembered just in the nick of time. Tenit though had a very nice, nice and clean fight. You know, for almost even getting back there. So very well done.
And
And that
also
was already first crystal, by the way.
for Jam, it's pretty interesting. He could, do his pot in Eastern and then go ahead and go to Swamp Palace and clear that. Then he has both red crystals and can do a lot of stuff
Oh
in the East part.
man! Oh my gosh,
We have a
Remus,
lot of
that's
good things. Yeah, and
dude,
those myths might be somewhere. And we haven't been even on the mountain. Like, we have a ton of options right now.
Man, no, I mean, the fact that you just said that is so efficient too, right? Because, so in this case, right, Gem's gonna be able to do Pod Eastern together. If he decides to go over back to Swamp, he's gonna be able to do Big Bomb, right? And then directly basically go check Pyramid, which, is one of those places where it's kind of difficult to route in separately, because it's, somewhat out of the way, but but one of the greatest opportunities to route it in together is with the Big Bomb, so, man.
Yeah,
So
and you might want to delay the mountain and the Thiefstone area for that, because you just want those myths. It's even a more efficient way than to go to those areas. But in the end, there might be something going on, with the myths simply being there.
Yeah.
Either on the mountain or in the village area.
Yeah, so this scene is actually quite interesting in terms of logic, right? We're kind of missing, as you said, some pieces, right? That kind of, because right now, like, what at least getting into Dark World, while we pragmatically can actually is there, right? Based on Jump side at least, right? Like, we don't know quite what's supposed to be there, so hopefully that can give us a couple hints as to maybe where the rest of our stuff is.
And that makes the early mirror even cooler, right? Because while you're out of logic, you can still check your in-logic stuff and hope for, your next progression. Like, Jam is even doing Eastern before Pod, with good reason, because he's expecting either the mids or the lamp next, because one of those have to come at some point to make that hammer in logic.
Right, exactly.
And if it's just the lamp, then, you can simply go and do Pod easily. And that's something you want to see now. He will not find anything here, so actually I think we pretty much know it has to be Agina, right?
Yeah, I think that's the right. So Agina can have the book or something, right? And then
something leading up to one of
exactly.
Those items, of course. But those two items for Darkwood access have to come sooner or later, because I think we did see everything else for now.
Yeah. I mean,
I guess. Honestly, yeah, go ahead.
No. I was gonna say too, so we could also maybe see a flute, maybe at Agina. That would be probably one of the more bigger items that would also, because that would open up the whole mountain, right?
Yeah, but again, that's just another item for now leading to the Darkwood.
Right.
You want to know how your Darkwood logic is going to work, and it feels with the items we've seen so far. We had the sword, right? We have the cape. We have the flippers in the Darkwood and the hammer being Flipper's look. Meanwhile, Tenit is finding his hammer soon. It feels not right to find the mids right now. It feels like that hookshot is supposed to be used to go to the Darkwood. But Jam will soon find out that something has to be in Agina, and I would not be surprised if he's going there first, even if it's just the lamp in the end. However, because it could be mids, you kind of want to see what there is in my eyes, but we'll see.
Yeah, no, that's definitely true, right? And so, you're right. I think we also saw kind of a confirmation on both Gem and Tenet's side. It wasn't really interesting in Eastern Palace. Just, I mean, it was a nice layout. It's going to be the map or compass in the Manila Big Key chest, so we didn't actually have to go anywhere. So actually, lamp not required in order to beat this crystal. Even more potentially, for that big bomb logic.
Exactly, and that's what makes me think this is rather the lamp as well. Because it opens up the right things, right? It opens up Pod a lot. I mean, mids could do a lot of things too, but in the end, that doesn't give us mountain access, so something from mountain would come as well at some point. And simply the lamp would solve all of those problems.
Right.
So yeah, Tenit is going to get his flippers soon. And probably going, I don't know if he's going Pod right now, because really he's done Eastern already. Like, for him, it's not a big deal to go to Pod at any time. But for Gem, it made total sense. However, Tenit could go and do Swamp when he finds his flippers and then do Red Bomb immediately. And maybe from there he's going to Pod then.
Yeah, I would certainly be very interested in seeing what is here, at least in pod, because I mean, like both Gem and Tenant definitely demonstrated that they are very capable in order to do dark rooms without that lamp. So as kind of evidenced by they just kind of coasted through. In this case, Eastern Palace, right?
So at this note, I want to apologize. Tenant is, of course, my bad. I pronounced that wrong.
No,
I will continue to do that correctly from now on.
Oh, no worries.
Apologies, Tenant, on that if you hear this.
By the way, I think based on at least Nervendeutsch and also kind of evident seeing what we saw on Gem side, Gem did find a Master Sword so far in pod. Certainly gonna be really nice upgrade, especially when Gem goes over to Swamp Palace, like what we're seeing Tenant doing right now. One of the things that you actually mentioned, right, the route is super efficient, right, because Tenant, after having already declared Eastern Palace, she's gonna be able to do like everything you just said earlier, right? Big bomb into pyramid, into probably into pod. But the downside, of course, is of course, unless there is like a sword or two in Swamp, the Argus fight is going to be a little bit on the slower side.
Yeah.
No real consequence, of the route or anything. It just happens to be that Master Sword or Temper is going to be a lot nicer than Fighter Sword.
I mean, if she finds silvers, she might do the quick swap way with silvers and the hookshot.
And we don't.
And that's actually faster than.
Ooh. Oh man. Okay. All right. Where's the lamp, Bravis? I think that's our logical.
This has to be an Agina in my eyes. Like.
Yeah.
Watch it not be there.
I mean, there's still other things, right? There could be like a mushroom. There could be there could be a book, right? But definitely no flute since that's in Swamp.
Yeah, but
so
the flute, really nice. The flute takes the mountain away at least, because we have to have some logical access to the mountain, and we do not have it yet. And this little divergence can still make up a ton of time either way. Like, the Tenant might, let's say, find the lamp or the fire rod behind that red bomb. Because really, if the mids are actually what we're looking for, well, at least not the book that you called.
Definitely, yeah. So actually, I think you're on about that potential lamp call then in this particular case.
But it might still be the mids, right? And if we find the fire rod somewhere else,
true. Yeah.
Then there might be a lamp in even in red bomb, because we had that big key earlier, and it could be that way, and that could save some time in pod again for Tenant. But then I think Gem is not going to lose much time there as a very experienced runner.
Oh yeah, no, that's definitely true.
But definitely,
especially with that flute too, right? I mean, Tenant's gonna be able to just flute back over to spot 5. Not gonna lose very much time, basically revisiting that area.
There's even an argument to make for Tenant. If she's gone to red bomb, she could just hook over to the village area, not needing the mids to go there, and then activate the flute from there and go later to 5.
Yeah, true. Very true as well. Yeah.
And then you avoid the long way to 3.
Yeah. Right, and you can do graveyard ledge, right? You can also check out bumper caves, get that cape early.
Exactly.
Like, man, that's so efficient, Ravis.
Yeah, it's all about where the items actually are, but every route you take pretty much allows you to be kind of efficient.
All right, looks like so Tenant skipping left side for now, very understandable. Unfortunately, we did see the map and compass in the flooded room, so there are going to be 2 items left here on the left side swamp. I'm assuming you just skipped it?
I think yes,
we did.
Right?
Yeah, we saw the big key in the compass room, like the south room, and then the big chest with like a harp.
Yeah, I remember. So, okay, Gem is going to go to do Helma right now, of course. It's a crystal, we have to do it. Don't want to come back for that. So, with some fun darkroom action coming up. Meanwhile, Tenant, she's fighting Argus right now, and as you said, this is a fighter sword spin fight.
Yeah, I mean, we can always resort, to the menu, the lesser seen menu boss, right? Looks like Tenant though is just gonna do, the hook and spin version. Hook 1 puff. You unfortunately need the fighter sword spin in order to kill a puff.
Yeah,
I mean, sure and steady, we're just gonna take them down. Tenant does have to be a little bit careful. She does have the blue potion, but even on blue mail, these things do 1
I mean, 1 heart per hit is not too much. Just focus on getting the hits.
Exactly.
in the good old days when there was no ladder and less tournament.
The good old days, Ravis. It wasn't that far away.
I mean, that's a couple of years ago, but when we basically had no quick swap, you didn't want to go to Swamp without any sword, because like that menu fight was, I don't know.
No,
like
that's
sure, it was
good
fun,
point.
and people very enjoyed it when you were good at menuing. But it was very slow, and thankfully we have a fighter sword here right now. We do not find anything on Argus, so there's 2 items left on left side Swamp. Gonna be curious if Tenit's gonna skip it or if we're going back in.
What would you do, Ravis? I mean, it is pretty early. Like, there's a lot of stuff open. Would you go back?
So the fact that you're playing Gem makes the I see that likeliness of going back extremely low, because you like most runners will need some time save somewhere. You know, because Gem is such a good runner, and I think Tenit is also very, very good. But still, in my eyes, a little bit one of the underdogs. Meanwhile, Gem with a great helmet so fight.
Yeah, Gem did quite well. He didn't quite get the nice, I guess, like turtle RNG. Did have a little bit of a party, but he recovered quite well. Basically.
Yeah, also, we're gonna see Agina right now.
Yeah, this is gonna be our Dark World. Is this a lamp?
It is the myth. Very interesting.
Oh, man. All
so,
right.
so the thing that is a little bit worrisome right now for Tenit in my eyes is Gem is gonna do Swamp as well, but he has the Book and Master Sword. He can check Bombo's tablet as well.
Right,
so there's already an opening on Tenit's side, including left side Swamp, of course, that Gem might exploit. And that's 3 items. I mean, it could easily be a simple medallion or a fire rod or whatever.
Yeah, man, this does open. So where's the lamp?
I don't know. It might be. I mean, we have mountain access now. The lamp might be very, very deep somewhere. We have even the desert and Maya area open.
Yeah, true. Oh yeah, that's true. True.
Give us a Bombos medallion, we might have a lamp on Cold Stare. I don't know.
Yeah, actually, it's right. So this also potentially can change Gem's route to, or the initial one, right? Because initially, like after Swamp Palace, maybe you don't find anything. You can go up into Big Bomb. But yeah, I mean, I can certainly see Gem with the book that he got from Pod is, go over to Bomblob's tablet and then going over to Agina and then maybe just going straight over to Desert. It's another crystal, right?
Yeah, I mean, that would mean probably that Gem is not going to do the red bomb right now. What I can see is if Gem might make the decision to actually not do that stuff, or maybe do only Bombo's tablet and then go for the red bomb, because he's getting the flute right now.
Oh right, yeah, that's also
do it with the desert area. Yeah. However, he doesn't know that it's actually the myths, so you kind of want to have it at some point, I guess. And with that flute, he might actually go for it because he knows lamp and flute could be very useful items. I don't know. There's so many options.
Yeah.
But there's not going to be a red bomb, at least for Tenit right now. We don't know about Jam, but again...
Yeah, right. I mean, Tenit has a lot of... I mean, after the myths, right, has a ton of stuff to do. I mean, right, that looks like she's in Village of Outcasts. Very, of course, normal, and a fully clearable crystal dungeon. We've got 4 items here in Thieves Town, along with the Village of Outcasts. With the mirror, with the myths, with the flute, if she also wants to do, like Smith Chain, also an option.
Yeah, I mean, still we haven't seen the mountain yet. Like,
yeah, that's right. We haven't seen so much of the game so far, but we have just like so many good things to be able to do. And it's so many like really nice. For once, we actually get nice decisions, right? It's like, which crystal dungeon should I go to first, right? That's a much nicer decision than which pendant dungeon or which one-off overworld location do I want to go to.
On the other hand, it's like you have so many options, you actually don't know really what to do, because like it depends on what you find, right? And this is a little bit like you feel good that you can do good things, but you really actually want to do the things where the items are to go with the rest.
That is true. I mean, we have seen lately a certainly larger number than expected number of sub-hour finishes for like casual food. So
yeah, and we also found an ether in Thieves Town, so we might need just a fire rod and a cane in theory, and we might be good to go.
Yeah, that's true. Myra is a pendant. and so we may not have to go in that dungeon. We hope we don't have to go that dungeon. So we don't have any knowledge of what Turtle Rock is because we, again, haven't been up to that mountain.
I think Gem is gonna skip left side as well, because
with
well,
two
maybe
items.
not, maybe not, maybe not. You don't have mids. Maybe you don't want to skip left side. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, you know, oh man, it's just like too early. It's so early because normally, you know, one of the downsides, right, of having to do swamp early is you make that, you know, left side decision. You have to make that left decision with less information, right?
Yeah.
Tenit
Gem, thankfully, having the Master Sword can simply, you know, slash them or double, no, not even double spin, but simply spin.
I think you just spin, yeah. It looks like he's just gonna try and hook two of them and then just kind of slash them out. That's also fine. However they go down is all good. Tenit also found the boots replacement for the green 20 up in Thieves Town Attic. Nice. So yeah, for furthering the meme that the boots are of course in Thieves Town. Oh, nice base too though on Gem's side.
Yeah, so Gem is gonna take the crystal lead for now. However, Tenit is on full way for the third crystal as well, and yeah, I think we're gonna see that mountain play soon from Tenit.
Yeah, kind of also depends on, I guess, like what she wants to do afterwards. All right, looks like Gem. Okay, so Gem and Tenit both skipping the left side. So whatever, if something is there, not gonna. Well, I'm gonna hurt them, or you know, reward them equally. So.
Well, this might be a big check right now because Tenit is not gonna do that anytime soon.
Yeah, luckily also Gem got that Master Sword. Yeah, as you said, right, book and Master Sword in pod, so this is gonna be good.
It's the most important 10 arrows of the seed, probably.
Yeah. So. Oh, speaking of though, we did find our third sword in the big chest of Thieves Town, so looks like at least the rest of the game is gonna be fairly comfy execution-wise. You know, both runners I'm sure gonna be on Temper Sword after, you know, at least after all this said and done. Alright, this is the mids for Gem. So now, again, so people now have some pretty big decisions to make.
So both people are not doing the red bomb right now, which is fair. Even though it was kind of enticing to do it after swamp, but totally understandable. You kind of want to know what actually is your next logical item, and it's a mid. So yeah.
Yeah, right, and I think right, as you mentioned, right, like both Gem and Tenit are, you know, quite good runners. Like, sure, they've logically, you know, deduced, right, that something has to be at Agina, so it's probably a very good decision for them to be able to just confirm what it is, even if it was going to be the lamp, right?
Yeah, and I think really you have to start thinking about cutting corners at some point, because again, we might only need a fire and a cane, and Tenit might do pod maybe before the mountain, I don't know, depending on how she feels. But for Gem, really, I think this is going to be a simple Village of Outcast, the 3 checks. Yeah, definitely. He's not even activating the flute because he knows he's going to do those 3 checks, finish Thieves Down, and then mirror activating the flute and go up the mountain.
It's so many, even like you know, just like even like the little things, right? You can just make it just that much more efficient, save yourself, you know, maybe a transition or 2 or a little bit of like overworld distance. All right, looks like Lieutenant. So maybe on their way to pod, or not sure yet, but it looks like we're gonna get a North Dark World overworld. You can check Bumper Cave or Bumper Ledge, I guess. Maybe into Graveyard.
No, oh, she does. All right.
Okay.
I kind of like these choices because maybe she sees that everything pretty much was free up to until this point, and you know, didn't do pod and Eastern together. Playing against Gem, you could have routed this a little more efficiently. Maybe take the 1 or 2 checks that are more unlikely to be checked, and then hope to find the correct item there.
Right, and yeah, and so like so I mean, Tenit doesn't know this, right? But yeah, like the book pod, right? So that's definitely desperate access for Gem, but you know, she doesn't have any more access, right? So you know, the chances of Gem kind of coming over here is maybe a little bit on the lower side.
Unfortunately, it was nothing up until this point. Yeah, she hasn't done the King's Tomb yet, and it's not going back to the portal. That's important because that means we will not see any catfish checks soon.
Right.
Which is understandable because we still, again, have the red bomb open, and we could do it after the pyramid. So there's no haste right now to go there. But then we might again only need 2 items, and if one of them is there, and you have, let's say your Paradox Cave has the other one, which is a very likely chance at this point.
Yeah,
Then
that
you're
is that is
suddenly in go
definitely
mode,
true.
and you save minutes just by not checking much on the mountain or full clearing Hera and these things. But we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, you actually do bring up a good point. Like, normally, like the mountain is a very item dense location, right? Like there are umpteen checks up there, right? But actually clearing out the full mountain, even though it is very item dense, it actually does take up quite a bit of time, right? I mean, it's definitely not trivial, and I would imagine that Tenit does not want to give up any extra unnecessary time, especially over somebody like to gem, and of course also this being best of one tournament, right? So it's kind of like a go big or go home type of situation.
I have to say, I have the exact same feelings about the Village of Outcast area. Because I feel like, for me, full clearing the mountain doesn't feel too much of a time waste compared to full clearing village, and that includes the Smith chain as well.
Yeah, actually,
walking
you do
everywhere
actually
and
bring
stuff.
up a good point. Yeah, because like also like we do think like Village of Outcast, right? It is 3 items in a relatively close-ish set, right? It's a cluster, but like the brewery is a surprisingly long check. Like you gotta run all the way down. You gotta open up the bomb. You gotta walk all the way down. I mean, like these things add up.
I mean, if you just have to go to the Dark World, and then it's Tenit there with the Tempered, by the way. Gem will find a Tempered soon. But if you just have to go to the Thief's Town and maybe have the luck of having a big key in the first chest and go modding that is actually a big time save. However, it's probably very easy for everyone to read that one of these checks might just have something, so you mostly clear that early. But sometimes when you're having the right feeling and get the right seat, and then you can suddenly go mod that, and you will see that a lot of time save compared to focusing everything here.
Yeah, no, actually, I mean, I think that's also very reasonable, right? And I think, it's like most people probably just kind of routinely clear out Thieves Town or the Village of Outcast area, and they, especially like even though like maybe Gomo Thieves Town versus like not Gomo Thieves Town maybe isn't like that big of a difference, like relatively speaking, compared to maybe like Gomo Swamp versus not Gomo Swamp, but it is still quite a bit of difference.
Well, if you have a Thieves Town go mode, the actual time saves doesn't appear in the dungeon, but all around the dungeon, because you do not
exactly.
anything. That's your time save. It's not the Thieves Town itself that would be the big time save. Yeah, I mean, you would still be dependent on the big key. But it's everything around that you don't have to do. But it's very rare to happen. So banking on that is certainly something,
yeah,
that's
especially
kind of a lottery.
Yeah, I mean, especially when, Thieves Town is probably the most accessible dungeon, right? I mean, in terms of, like, you can just basically clear it, a lot of people even go in without the hammer, right? And you can just go beat it. And more, sometimes you don't even need the hammer in order to get all the items out, right? So the chance of having a go mode Thieves Town is, as you said, just not as opportune.
Yeah, meanwhile, Gem had a great scripted fight on Blind, and is probably now gonna mirror and give us a mountain check. At least that's what I'm expecting.
That's right, yep. I also expect
maybe
that's
even
something you didn't
a Maya
remember.
area check first.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I mean, yeah, because we've got easy access to desert. We can do checkerboard cave. That was the book also for Tenant. Still no fire source somehow.
That's the thing that might be the thing for not going to the desert area first, because if he had a lamp at least, then he could do his crystal stuff and might never have to come back. But if you do not have a fire source, then you have guaranteed to come back at some point. And it is not a big time loss, but it's again 30 seconds. But we will see the desert area first, which is fine.
Alright, so just a fire shield on Desert Ledge. Yeah, it looks like... Alright, we're finally gonna get some mountain access. Gem was looking only interested in this case, checking out what was on Desert Ledge, probably making sure that he doesn't necessarily need to go maybe get that item. But yeah, I think you mentioned like no fire source means maybe he can try and delay it. And we've got Hera open now, or we had Hera open up for quite a bit of time now. As another crystal that we can clear, so very understandable on Gem's part. I like how both screens right now are completely black.
Also, I like that desert ledge check because it's a simple item to see, right? You don't
even
usually people fly there and then see the item and then they fly back to 6 again. But really, if you do that early, you're doing that regardless, right? So you can do it the first time you activate the flute as well, and it's a simple item check. It might be nothing, but it could be something, and you will notice some races that will be in your favor when you finally see something on the ledge. Because you're doing that.
Oh yeah.
Most of the time
Information is
regardless.
Information is very valuable because I mean there have definitely been cases where your go mode item is just literally sitting on desert ledge, and you know not all runners. I think also maybe Tenit included was if you go check Agina, and maybe it's not you don't always want to run over to see what is on desert ledge too, right? So just maybe a little bit of information can really go a long way.
Yeah, and right now we kind of can see a little bit of the difference of the runners because a couple of checks more on Tenet's side in the Northern Dark World, Gem being more or less the finish of Pod ahead and already have done some checks with the flute as well.
Right, yeah.
So, there's the first item.
Alright, first item, promising. Right, and as you still mentioned, no fire source, so logically we may not be able to finish this. Oh, never mind, we can with the big key. So no fire source potentially needed, at least to beat the dungeon. Of course, Gem does have the hook shots, we're gonna have Hera pot our way up there.
That's what been my setup if I could be that good, I guess. Like I have to select buffer there.
Oh no!
The Gem is doing his hook shots thing there. It looks pretty decent and it worked perfectly fine. There's the small key.
Yeah, the hope, of course, is that the last item, of course, is on Moldorm, so we don't. I mean, we can't get it right now anyway, so we just hope that we, in this case, don't have to ever come back for it. Easiest skip, of course, is the one that you can't do.
Yeah, also Tenit right now in that Dark Turtle room has, I think, 5 down already, at least 4. Yeah, no, those were the last 2. Very good.
That is actually quite nicely done on Tenet's side, especially in this case, the 2 turtles that she had remaining were just kind of bunched together. Very, very well done on her side. That pod dark room with the turtles is quite difficult. It's one of the hardest dark rooms in the game, in my opinion.
Did we find a second item in Hera?
What the heck? What did Moldorm drop? I like.
It was a compass. It was a compass.
Oh, then we didn't.
So we have a sneaky Hera basement left. Everybody likes to see that, as long as you're not the runner.
Yeah. I believe Hera basement has actually favored you quite well sometimes, Rivas. First qualifier in the main tournament. I believe Gem
recently
included.
I paid for Hera basement because I couldn't check it or didn't check it, so it's coming
okay.
back. But it certainly helped me in some of those races.
Yeah, I think the main qualifier. I think Gem also, or maybe I forget which ones, but I mean Gem also I think skipped out. Maybe it was SGL qualifiers, but Gem also skipped out on the Hera basement, and there was a flute there.
So interesting call from Gem right now to check Spike Cave, because he's done everything on the west side on Death Mountain now. And if he's getting like a cane on the other side and might have to dip Turtle Rock for Fire Rod, he's not worrying about Spy Cave anymore. So this is an ahead play. So I think Gem is not gonna really expect the Paradox Cave having both of his items right now. If Ether is for Turtle Rock actually.
Oh yeah, that's also good play.
I think in his mind he's probably hoping to maybe find one, and then look for a second one. But if the second one is the Fire Rod and he's going to Turtle Rock, there's nothing on the mountain left in the end, and for him the mountain is done. Because having Spike Cave done this early and out of Hera is the quickest way if you want to full clear the whole mountain.
Good
and
point.
I think that's a good decision making in the long term for Gem. However, we could go up here and just find both items, and Gem would think, that Spike Cave check was a little, but we'll see.
Gem has routed the seed quite well so far. There is the Fire Rod, so that is... Alright, we still need eyes on the Turtle Rock Medallion, but we are potentially a cane away from Go Mode, and that's actually potentially a really good item to be Go Mode for. We can't find the cane, definitely not in Turtle Rock.
Yeah. And I mean, we still might need another medallion. We can't rule that out yet. But we will get our answer soon, though, so that's fun.
Alright,
I just thought this is gonna be Kane on floating. It's 20 rupees.
Man.
Okay.
Yeah. Alright. So Ten is in Hera right now, so she's also gonna be able to full clear out the. Well, sorry. At least get her next crystal.
Yeah, and that second item in Hera was fire locked, right? That was a
Yeah.
fire rod over here.
Oh, good point.
Hmm.
Oh my gosh, Ravis, good point. Is Gem going back? I don't know. I guess we'll see what's in Hookshot Cave. So we did see Bombos, by the way, for Turtle Rock, so it is going to be another medallion. Not maybe something that you necessarily want to see.
We
I guess
found
we
out
don't
we need that bombos with that knowledge, so Gem is... I can't see him going actually back to Hera basement. But then he would, you know, at least delay Spiral Cave because he hasn't done that as well.
Yeah, that's actually also a good question. Like, well, I mean, Spiral Cave's kind of... I mean, right, like, would you go... You would do Hera Basement or Spiral Cave? Because there's another mountain to
Hera
cross,
basement
right?
into Spiral Cave. That's also...
Oh, yeah,
but that would take an amount of time. That's your game.
Wow.
And
oh, and a lamp, dude. Oh my god.
Alright, so I'm gonna say it that bombos has to be nice. Like,
you know what? Okay, all right, we can work with that. That is a very valid rule of fire.
I'm gonna give it a little wiggle room. I'm gonna say it's behind the fire rod, just in case it is on Moth, for example.
Oh no, we don't visit Skull Woods here. Not for this stream.
I mean, there's a chance for pedestal. I mean, we have. I don't remember what Meyer actually was.
We haven't seen Meyer yet. Like Gem hasn't.
Oh yeah. I forgot. Yeah.
Yeah, he just like hopped down a Desert Ledge and then that was it. But I mean, speaking of, we are potentially gonna go over to Desert now. We have both fire sources, so.
Alright, so now let's be real. When do our runners pick up that bombos from Hera basement?
I don't know, half an hour from now. It's yeah, there is a lot of stuff that's probably higher priority or more appealing than Hera basement.
Pretty much everything. Like like even going to left side swamp might be more enticing to go to Hera basement because it's at least 2v1, right?
Yeah, yeah. Alright, looks like... Sorry, so Gem gave us a peek. It is also Bombos. So, looks like we don't have to go into Mire today, you know, for something.
No pedestal with that. At least that. But that also makes, you know, the back of Skullwoods very uninteresting as well. If there happens to be an item on Morphula or behind the fire red, actually. But yeah, we're gonna see that last crystal we can do right now. And then it's decision time between 3 pendants and Overworld, basically.
I missed the days when we were picking between which crystal dungeons we were going after, and I'm not looking forward to
to be fair, we had like 50 minutes of the seed
that is true. That is very true.
where we could like go crystal dungeons as much as we want. But now... It is not an ice round hunt, yay. However, it is a medallion hunt. That makes it not really much better right now.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, at least the good news is that, you know, you can't go into Turtle Rock looking for that medallion, right? You can't go into Mire looking for that medallion. Unlike that ice round.
You wanted that Turtle Rock to be Ether, let's be real.
Yeah, that is also...
That is very disappointing. And that is almost... And never mind.
Holy cow, that...
Who talks about pendant dungeons in this
seed? Oh my gosh, dude, this seed was ridiculously fast. I mean, so Gem's gonna finish this, he's gonna finish up crystal number 6. 0, yeah, as you mentioned, 0 touching of pendant dungeons. Amazing. Like, this is one of the best seeds. You just, I mean, yeah, you also mentioned, like, why do Spike Cave, right? I'm just gonna say,
you could have gone more to the Thief's Stone at this one.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
Just gonna say that.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, we had the book from Pod. Why didn't we just go in? We just been able to see Bombos immediately.
No, I mean,
it wasn't gonna happen.
So whatever, you're gonna do it. It just makes sense. But yeah, this was a very, very quick one, and I think Gem is gonna be sub-hour NGT for sure.
As soon as he lights these torches, yep. But man, you know, the fact that the fact that it is like everything is basically either like on the way, on the mountain, right, or just in your crystal dungeons is, you know, it unfortunately kind of amplifies like the amount of time that Tenit took, which was very reasonable in order to do like more Dark World, right?
Absolutely. But it wasn't the seed. There might be a different seed where your cane is just on Graveyard Ledge and your opponent looks for that cane the entire seed.
Yeah.
And you just win by having that one check earlier. But this was a comparably super easy seed to route. Just go to every crystal dungeon And at some point, you're gonna go up to the mountain, and then you have nothing left but your last crystal dungeon as well. So yeah, I mean the fire source pretty much were one mirror spot from each other.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, the fire
With
wolf
the
is
Paradox
Paradox
Cave
Cave.
and
Yeah.
Super Bunny.
Right. And I mean,
So
right. I mean,
naturally, you go and do desert, and even if you didn't go mountain initially, you probably would have gone the desert area. Then you have your bombos, and suddenly you're in Kane and Fire Road go mode. So even that route would have been totally fine.
Looks
Who
like
wants Hera Basement?
Yeah, exactly. Who needs Hera Basement? Although it looks like we're gonna get some equal time given to both runners. Tenit is also gonna do Spike Cave as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So right. So Tenit, maybe just wants to be a little bit more thorough before going back over to Desert. I mean, she did end up picking up all the goodies, of course. From both fire sources. From the mountain. And so,
I mean, that's why Gem made that call earlier, right? Because he wanted to full clear the mountain and did Spike Cave after Hera, which meant that when he enters the East Death Mountain part, he's not going back to the west side again and, investing additional time to check Spike Cave.
Right.
And that's why when Tenit does this late Spike Cave check, it feels like it takes a little longer than when Gem did it, because there were like a couple of screens more on her side. But yeah, Gem now on Turtle Rock, and I mean, this is just looking for 3 keys and a big key, or potentially 4 keys and a big key.
Yeah.
And we are out of here and going to GT.
Yeah, alright. Tenet's gonna give us at least to check in Myers Shed. Oh, I think right. Gem actually did that too, because I do see the red veil on his side.
So he was looking for Bombus, and
oh,
we
right.
found
Yeah,
that in Desert.
True. Yeah.
So Tenit is gonna go. Tenit is gonna go and get her go mode item in a second. Yeah, this is definitely a jet seat, and you see these runners that are so good. So everyone who hasn't followed them, I recommend follow them, because you will see some great rando on their channels.
Oh yeah, yeah. And honestly, like, I mean, like, Tenit's gonna get her 6 crystal relatively shortly, but again, I think it's just like the bulk of the time difference is probably just kind of some incremental stuff, between the different times cleared, for the dungeons, and really it's like just the North Dark World stuff that Tenit had done. Again, right? It's just kind of amplifying the fact that
a very interesting move from both of our runners. Both getting the small key and the big key, and both needed 1 items and did not go to the boss first, but saying, I want to full clear this dungeon, and it pays off. The Bombus is just here. And yeah, and Tenit is in go mode now, and now it's about execution and the infamous GT big key, which we will come in a minute or two, when Gem is probably picking up a 7th crystal. And we're gonna play a game then, which I hope you will explain us at the time.
Sure. Yeah, right. So right now, Tenit is in full go mode. She just has to go and defeat Lamolus, and then she will also be able to go up to Turtle Rock. Jen is still looking, I think, for the big key of Turtle Rock. Did he already just pick it up somewhere and I just missed it?
I don't remember, but I mean he has
must
to.
Have it. Yeah, otherwise
the test is closed. So. However, this might. I mean, he's taking the short way here, and there's like the 6% chance or whatever that we have to come back for a key. So that might be a slim chance for Tenit if this turns out to be the way, and Tenit is not going to go the fast way. Like, envisioning that this might be needed.
Also, very good point. I'm actually not sure what Gem's. I'm trying to remember what his tendencies are. I thought he usually goes outside regardless of what happens. But but in this particular case, there was no going outside. So.
Maybe Gem sees how the seed could have even been routed faster, like without the Spike Cave check, maybe.
Oh, man.
And maybe go moded Hera, simply going the east side first, haven't done desert or whatever early before having a fire source or something. I don't know. There might be some chances, and he feels like he has to go for this, just in case it's a close one. He doesn't know. He's like quite ahead still. Like it's almost a complete Turtle Rock for Tenit. And a mountain climb here.
Oh, yeah, actually that's a good point. Gem's already on Laser Bridge. He is certainly hoping that there is a small key here. 0 out of 2. Let's see what the third one is. 0
I
out of
see.
3.
And then
Right,
there's the key again, right?
Of
There's
course.
a key.
There's
I
a
mean,
vanilla small
come
key.
on.
Yeah, nobody was ever worried.
Ooh,
Oh,
Tenit
no,
is getting
Tenit.
bullied here.
Yeah, geez, these dead rocks. They don't need to do this right now. But that's actually, it's a very, actually, stark kind of like contrast. Gem's probably going to be finished with Trinix by the time that Tenit actually probably enters Turtle Rock. So, we actually might get some high fives as Gem is exiting. Versus Tenit going in.
That logic in this scene was quite.
It was actually very interesting, in my opinion.
Yeah, it was kind of interesting, but it would have been annoying if you would have not been allowed to like fake flipper or something.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, because we have to go all the way to Hype Cave. Yeah, I mean, this is why, you know, sometimes if you can kind of shortcut your way and get a bit more, you know, value out of the overworld text. It's only do that.
I've seen people actually dipping the first chest in Swamp and getting that flute out and being like, "Oh, my hammer has to be behind that flute," but it's just not.
Yeah, it's true. Oh, no, what a nice safety. Drop by Trinex. Got powder as well.
Yeah, and we get a big sub 1 hour entering GT, and that's something you definitely want to have. And I see people already putting their numbers into the chat.
Alright, so yeah, alright, so feel free in this case, as Gem is making his way into GT, feel free to take a guess, 1 through 22, as to where you think that GT big key is. We are going to count on Gem's side how many checks it takes for him to find that elusive big key. For reference, I do imagine he'll probably go to Stalfo's room first, into right side. For that guaranteed small key. I haven't seen him quite do the full rando rush, or like the full left side in this case.
I think Gem is a traditional left router.
So 2022 Gem, I believe is leaned more toward left side. I believe previously there has been more of a hope room into.
Okay.
Yeah, into, but. We'll see. Alright, so check number 1 on the torch is a heart container that we certainly do not need at this point, since Gem and Tenit both have red mail and 13 hearts.
Number 2 to 5. 100 rupees. 3 bombs. A heart piece. And a compass. We're going right side.
Wow, there were no small keys in Stalfo's room. That is actually
That is
amazing.
super rare.
Yeah.
That pretty much means that at least there have to be 2 keys and these 3
here,
tests.
right?
And it's 50 rupees, so I think Tyrum is already out. Because we have only 2 checks more and we have to get 3 keys. I'm not sure. I don't want to say anything.
Yeah,
we will find the big key somewhere.
Yeah, that's right. Alright, so nice bonk on Gem's side. Oh, it's really cool to see that done. Alright, Tenit though has also gotten her Turtle Rock big key, so she is well on her way towards. In this case, if she also goes outside, because that was actually a good amount of time save on Gem's side to not have to go outside. And
we have to laugh a little bit, because when Gem just opened the menu, I saw that red goo, and I was like, you want to have a blue goo right now? And then I remembered, oh, he had a blue goo actually.
Right, he just happened to use it early.
Yeah.
Unintentionally.
Hope that magic worked at the time.
Yeah, when I saw the magic meter go up in Blind's Hut, I was like, what does he need magic for? He doesn't even have an item. Oh, he wanted it here.
It's fine though, it's fine. I mean...
No, I'm sure, no, it's all good. And of course, you know, he could just find half magic or something, right? Here in GT.
Yeah. So we're coming up to check number 12, I think.
Yeah. Alright, right. Okay. Well, the Tenit's also going not outside, so she's also going to have the same nice time save.
It's 3 bombs. I'm pretty sure that Tyrum has to be a small key at this point.
Yeah, hopefully we're not going to need it.
No. Because we had only 1 key in the front, and I think we need 2 at least to get here. Thinking about key logic in a non-key seed is
Yeah, I was gonna say,
kinda
I
wrong.
don't know if it's so usually this situation does not come up too often.
All right, it was number 13. That was a key. We have 14 to I think 17.
Yeah, 14 through 17. Gem is ready with that mirror. No
Nope.
keys so far.
Just in case you didn't have any bombs, there were 9.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, Tenit. Tenit's having a little bit of an issue here on Laser Bridge. Unfortunately, doesn't also have any magic left either in order to use the cape. I mean, she has enough health.
I think she actually still has the blue goo, right?
Right, yeah. I don't think, I would imagine she doesn't want to use it right now in order to.
Yeah, but still a luxury Gem does not have.
Yeah. Alright, there is a small key for Tenit, so she is all set and ready to go. Always a, you know, you always want to see that in the first chest versus the last chest, but you know, at least we got it. We don't have to go outside again. Yeah, Tenit unfortunately also has to improvise a little bit because, again, no magic for the cane in order to hit those switches, so good on her that she should do that room actually fairly well.
And Deborah also saying that either the double firebar room or that room has to be a key. So pretty sure we're gonna see that big key here.
Okay.
19, 20, or 21. It is 19. And there's that magic. Hey!
Oh my gosh, Gem.
Who cares about that blue goo? Who cares about that blue goo?
Okay, so Gem sank chest, right? Got bailed out with 3 bombs, so didn't have to go bonk anything extra Kakariko. Got the shovel. First dig, 4 bombs, didn't have to go buy any bombs from the shop. We got half magic just in the nick of time in order to go upstairs. This is this seed I think really shined on.
This seed made this time in quote unquote time loss with the blue goo as small as possible.
Yeah. Alright, crystal number 7 down for Tenit, so she is also ready to go in this case in GT. So okay, is there a fast way, I guess, based on the keys in order to get to the little big key chest? I guess not, right? Like all roads pretty much lead there.
So I think you kind of well, this key layout is not good. I think you would probably, if you would tell someone to get that big key, vanilla, and you don't know where the keys are, I don't know. I feel like you still have to go and pick up the key on the left side and go right side, maybe Dark Magician wise, because you get a small key with a big key together, so you're not worried about that door that you would open on the right side. But again, make that call, right? Like you have to go hope room basically. You basically have to go full right in the seat because there's no key in the no key in the Stalfos room. I remember. Right?
Yeah. All right. Looks like it'll be a very similar route. At least starting out, Tenit's gonna go to Stalfos room. Maybe she'll go full left. I guess I don't know.
I'm just gonna say Wolfram 827 won the GT Big Key game. Congrats! You're allowed to download as many random seeds as you want on ALTTPR.com/randomizer. So yeah, Gem coming into Wizrob 2 right now. This is like a showcase, basically. You're used to doing this movement. There's only a small percentage of RNG that you hope is not going to go too bad. And for Gem, it looks like everything worked out pretty much as you wanted to have it.
Yeah. I mean, right. And for even through the gauntlet, the RNG was relatively friendly. So it was fine. But yeah, I mean, there's a reason why I think, Gem has a very high, reputation and, of course, execution and a great record for casual boots. Partially, of course, also due to his just execution.
Yeah. I mean, I remember, let me look. I think Gem had one season where he was like 15-1 or so on the ladder.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Let me see.
Yeah, his ladder record is quite good. I think he's like second.
Yeah, so
something in
season 2, which feels like ages ago. He had 14-1, so 93% win rate in that category.
That is nuts.
Yeah, so Man definitely knows the mode.
Alright, looks like so Tenit finished up right side, GT, so she's also going to, not quite, in this case, find the big key in the last location, but it is quite far, as evident by Wolfram827, pointing out that it is the 19th check that we have. I'm not sure if that was quite the result that Jem was looking for his Aga patterns.
Ooh.
I haven't been really counting.
I mean, that was it. So, yeah, Jem is off. Is going now to the last fight of the game. Has his tempered sword, has everything he pretty much wants. And yeah, Tenit is on the way to the big key right now, but still needs a couple of seconds to get there and then to climb the mountain. Sorry, the tower.
I guess I'm kind of curious to see if Tenit will also open up like the remaining 2 chests in the vanilla big key room. That is where Jem got his half magic, and of course a free key, basically.
That would be unfortunate to miss the half magic there, but it happened.
Yeah, I mean, and again, you mentioned too, right? She still has her blue potion, so it's not like she's in a definite crunch for magic, but very, very nice to be able to have basically 2 magic bars going up the tower.
Alright.
Oh no, it was a 1-on-1. Okay, yeah, 1-on-1.
It was. Phase 2's done. Phase 3 almost done, and then it's spin to win.
Yeah, but I mean, I think, so certainly for Jem, we can see that he's on his final phases for Ganon, but I think both, Jem and Tenit, I think must be feeling pretty decent about the seed. This is a very fast one, but it's not like, Tenit really has done that much extra. She pretty much went to the dungeons. It just happens to be she just took an additional North Dark Worlds.
I mean, this was, I think, not the seed Tenit hoped to play. Like, I think she wanted to have a little bit more,
that is also very
one
fair.
item big out of the way. But she did a good job in this seed. Like, I can't be criticizing much here. It was just unfortunate that all the North Dark World was a quite big time investment. But certainly Jem played really well as well, and if you're losing to Jem in a casual boot seat, I mean, that happened literally to all of us pretty much. So
yeah, I mean, right, like having everything kind of like on the way or like in crystal dungeons, I mean, I think that plays very well to Jem's strong suit.
I think the half magic, nice.
Okay, good job. Alright, Tenit's climbing, but Jem has sword held up. He is just going to cross and claim the Triforce, and he is going to take first place in this best of 1 around 16, and he is going to advance in the top 8. Your GG's
went for the sub 107, of course.
Yeah.
I was just about to say, not even a sub 107, but I kind of want to retime this, but it's fine. I give it to him. I kind of give it to him. It's fine.
All right. What does race type say? It actually does say especially 106.59. All right. So, but you're definitely more than welcome to retime this for that sub.
Fine. I'm giving it to him. So yeah, GG's to Jem, and I think Tenit has to be careful.
That's
also one more arrow.
Yeah. All right. Good thing there are arrows and mimics too.
And sometimes they despawn. You don't want to see that.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. That's actually probably one of the biggest risks. Not having enough arrows going in. Is just in case something like that happens. Yeah, you're gonna go find basically arrows again.
All right. Yeah. So I don't know if Jem oh yeah, I see him in the setup room. Actually, he's welcome to join the booth anytime.
We are joined by today's winner, Jem. GG's.
Oh, thanks.
Yo, GG's.
Yeah, this was a pretty fast seed. Any particular thoughts for this?
Well, it was a very fast seed. At least if you paid attention to Agena having to have some progression. I guess it could have been a bit, I don't know. I guess eventually you'd make your way there, but
Yeah, I
like a
mean,
big part of the seed was just keeping track of where your like last Night World progression would be. I think that made the seed fast for me.
yeah, I mean, you both pretty much did the Agena check after Swamp. You did Pod and Eastern together. Tenit went and did Eastern early. That was definitely something that played a role a bit. Because in those first seeds, you know, these kind of small efficiency things that played in your favor are gonna come up somewhere. But generally speaking, you both did the same things, and that seed honestly gave you the options to go crystal until go mode, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty straightforward, as long as you don't get baited by pendants or something silly.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead, Rufus.
So, Tenit did a little bit of North Dark World, hoping for Graveyard Ledge and the Mimic Cave. Bumper Ledge, and that was a little bit that took a bit of time for her, but that's pretty much it, basically. Like, none of you did Red Bomb, for example. That was an option as well. No one did Early Mountain. You both did Delay the Mountain, and also the mids pretty much until you did like Pod Eastern and Swamp, except Tenit did Pod after the Thistown when you went on the mountain, and that's pretty much it for the seed, so to speak.
Yeah, I mean, Rivers is talking about kind of like some, earlier, I guess, like efficiencies, right? So one early choice you had was you delayed Eastern and you combined it with Pod, but then you went there before Swamp, right? So you got a sword out of it, and then but versus Tenant, she did Eastern early and then went straight to Swamp before Pod, right? Because she that's after she got her Dark World access, and so like Argus, for example, right, was you definitely had a faster fight because you had Master Sword.
Yeah, I think you could see me hesitate a little bit because I kind of wanted to go to Swamp after I got Flipper's Night Cave, but then I was just thinking, I really don't want to do it on Fighter Swords, so I'll just go do Pod Eastern first.
I like the first dig, by the way, after the shovel.
That was amazing.
Oh, man.
Had to do it for the fans.
Yeah, it worked, dude. So I guess, right, so you're moving on to top 8. Thoughts about facing against GW? I think you guys faced once before. Was it like Open Plus or something in ladder? Was it also casual?
The casual boots one, I think. Right? That.
Yeah, I remember.
Or was that Open Plus? I forget.
I also forgot. Yeah, but I guess it'll be some version of Boots start or esque rematch. So.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I'll won last time, so surely I'll win again. That's how this always works.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, and I think like top 8 in general, this is not. I guess I'm not sure. Can't remember. I guess your exact path. I guess with this tournament, but I guess we're kind of getting down to the point where. So I think it's like is you versus GGW, and then on the other side it's Tato versus Rob J Beasley. So the winner, I guess, of those two matches will face each other. And then on the other side is like it's Gamma versus Chloe Prower, and then Boyne versus Hitsu. So there is actually a good there's a lot of good competition, and kind of towards the end of the bracket.
Oh man, I'd be so excited to face Boyne again after we
matching
groups.
Yeah, it's that's actually a good. Oh, I forgot you guys were. Yeah, that's right. You guys were in the absolute scariest group, in my opinion, of this tournament. But yeah, that's true. You guys get potentially a rematch because you're on the opposite of the brackets.
Tenit is now in Ganon phase 2, finishing up their seed. This looks like not a 1-on-1, but 1-on-2.
Oh yeah, I did need to ask Jem. So I guess also I was gonna ask this to Tenant when she assuming she wants to come in so after Swamp was did you have intentions of going to do Big Bomb, or you always want to go over to Bombos and then check Agena, to try and fit the logic back?
well, my very original plan after, like, before I even went to Pod, was to, do Eastern, get one of the 5/6 crystals, then get Swamp, and then route that into Big Bomb. But since the Eastern area didn't have anything, that meant Aghanar had to have progression. And yeah, that made the choice easier. That I would just always go west there after Swamp, because it would either it would be like Lamp to get into Dark World through Aga, and that would mean I could do Desert right after it, right? I could just clear Desert. So that would be the worst outcome, or it could have something more important like Mids or Flute, which I guess I found in Swamp, so it would be either Mids or Lamp there. So yeah, definitely would always go to Aghanar after Swamp there.
Yeah.
So I have a personal question, Jem. Are people gonna see you at SG Live this year?
Yes, they will.
Ooh, nice.
I also have a personal question to you, Ravers. Are you also
I'm
gonna come?
sorry. I would love to come, but I can't this year, unfortunately.
Ah, damn. That's too bad.
Maybe next year again. Oh yeah, and Tenit finishing up again in here. GG's with a 1:15, I think 04 actually as well on the race time.
Yeah, no, definitely get your G's out in chat for Tenit. She played very well. Again, it's just happens to be that in a seed like this, especially probably not the friendliest one if you need to play against, Gem, but just kind of amplified by, in this case, like she did a couple of extra checks, including North Dark World, which, again, very reasonable for her to do. It just happens to be in this case that it was not necessary, and there was just so much not necessary stuff outside of Crystal Dungeons.
I kind of have the feeling still that the seed began and it ended already, like so quickly on the mountain and then in desert. Like we were thinking, okay, if it's not desert, then we have Dark World and Light World and 3 pendants. Yay! Well, 2 pendants technically. Maya was never gonna be a thing, but it turns out nothing of there is important. It was just too fast.
Yeah, the mountain just sort of had everything, aside from Bombos that was missing, and then Bombos was just free on the way again.
Oh yeah, that's right. I think Rivas also mentioned this. Both you and Tenit went to do Right Side Desert before doing the boss. Was that a conscious choice? I think you had the key and map chest.
Yeah, well, I was thinking I should just do the boss first, but then I already left the room, and at that point, I wasn't gonna turn around.
Oh, gotcha.
That was basically it. Just thought of it like 2 seconds too late.
And I mean, this looked a little bit like your style in this race, because you also did the Spy Cave immediately after Hera, so I felt like you wanted to clear your areas in a very efficient way, and to be safe to not leave anything behind, besides left side swamp, which you both skipped. But yeah, I mean, it worked out pretty well.
Yeah, the thought for Spy Cave was more along the line of what if it has something I need for TR, and then I could have just done maybe TR right away. On the other hand, like TR, if I could do TR, that would be go mode, so that's kind of it's kind of not the wrong. It's kind of the wrong way to think there, I guess. I guess I just didn't realize that all I needed at this point was TR stuff to reach go mode.
I mean, whatever you do, Randall will find a way to troll you in some way, right? So you kind of sometimes have to live up to the game and just do stuff.
You certainly played the seed quite well. So, played very much, I would say, like, into your strengths, for sure.
So, I don't know if Tenit wants to join us here in the booth?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I didn't see any indications, I guess, one way or another, so... But yeah, I guess like so I guess we'll look forward to I guess like seeing your match, I guess against GGW at some point soon-ish. I don't know what the exact schedule, I guess, for this particular tournament is. If there's like a set deadline or anything like that, or people are just kind of, you know, scheduling like in the next week or so.
No idea.
But it's certainly been good so far. Do you have any thoughts about, I guess, like how the tournament's gone so far, from your perspective?
From mine, well, I sort of played, and I happened to get lucky enough to win. And that's sort of my tournament story.
So updating the situation of Tenit, she wants to join us here. Don't know if she got an invite link though. Probably, but we'll see. Should be coming in the next couple of minutes.
Yeah, this seed. So you got 3 bombs right from Sank Chest right early on, and so you didn't have to go farm anything for Kakariko, and then you got your 4-bomb dig from first dig shovel, and then at the very end when you got the GCP key, you also had to have magic refill for the climb, and I was just like, wow. Very convenient for you.
Also nice there on the quick swap in Blind's hideout.
Oh yeah.
No, that annoyed me.
Like,
but luckily I never needed that blue potion.
Also no skull woods today, always a good sign.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like we are going to be able to chat a little bit of Tenit, just getting her in here, and we are joined by Tenit. GG's.
GG's.
GG.
You played quite well. Maybe not quite the C that you wanted against Gem, but I think you did very well for this one.
Thanks.
Any thoughts about I guess your route? Like, did you feel behind at all? Did you feel good about I guess like your decisions?
Yeah, I guess I felt good about my decisions. I was happy I didn't leave anything behind in like South Dark World and with Smith's Chain and stuff, so that was nice. Yeah.
There were some minor differences in your routing with compared to Gems. A Gem did the South Shore earlier, got his hammer out of logic earlier. Could have done Pod and Eastern together because of that. While you did Eastern and then Swamp and delayed Pod for I think after Thieves Town. You both did the Agina check after Swamp, basically, and you both went up the mountain, and you both went to Desert next. Like all your crystals and the mountain had everything you wanted to have, basically. So yeah. But in general, so how did you feel throughout the seed? What are your thoughts there?
I guess it felt okay. It was fine until the GT climb for me personally. But yeah, I'm happy with how I routed it and everything. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think your route, was actually quite good. I guess like the main difference probably was you ended up doing some North Dark World stuff, right? Bumper Ledge into Graveyard Ledge into King's Tomb. I think Gem just ended up doing King's Tomb after he found myths, and so yeah. And then right, your early decision to go to Eastern, I guess versus kind of delaying it with Pod. And the fact that you did swap before Pod, right, meant that you were on Fighter Sword Argus. So I mean, just kind of like maybe like little things right here and there that probably just add up some time. On a seed like this, it's quite amplifying.
Yeah, for sure.
So unfortunately, this was the round that Gem got over you. How are you feeling going to top 16 in this tournament? I mean, you made it pretty far. In my eyes, at least.
Yeah, I didn't expect to get this far, so it was great. And yeah, I guess I'm happy with how I did overall for the tournament. Yeah, I can't be mad about it. I got a lot of. This run was a personal best for me, so I can't be mad about it.
And I mean, I already mentioned that throughout the race once. or rather when Gem finished. Losing to Gem is something that pretty much every render runners experiences at some point. So, yeah.
Yeah. I guess it was fun racing you. GG's again.
Yeah, you too, GG's.
Yeah, actually, Tenit, if you don't mind me asking, like, how long have you been playing Rando? Or, like, did you, like...
I guess it started last year, February-ish.
Oh, wow. So,
Wow, 1.5
yeah, so, like,
years?
yeah, 1.5 years and you're already here in top 16 of casual
I
booths?
mean,
Like...
that's something.
Oh.
But there you go. I mean, people can be new to the game, or kind of new. I mean, 1.5 years is still some time, and you can make things work and come pretty far into tournaments, and challenge the long-standing runners that have given us so many good matches already.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you so much for putting on. It's actually a very exciting race, honestly. Like, it's always really good to be able to see a race that both runners, like, I think, played very well. So it is always a very great treat to see. Any other thoughts, I guess, before we kind of wrap things up?
I guess nothing new. Good luck in the next rounds as well, Gem. And yeah.
Thanks.
All right, and I think we can slowly wrap this up. And I want to thank you, Clemens, for commentating and making this possible. Also, Nervendolch. Everybody should learn some German at some point. So here you go.
Thank you
and
so much.
also Jossie for the restream, and to chat, obviously. Thank you for hanging out. It was a pleasure again commentating here, and yeah, thanks to the runners, obviously, who make this whole thing possible. And good luck for Jam from my side. And yeah, Clearmouse, I think I'm gonna give you the mic, and yeah, see you next time.
Yeah, no, thank you guys so much. Yeah, I just want to reiterate everything that Reva said. Thank you, Jem, and thank you, Tenit. This was a great time. You know, obviously the race can't happen without you guys putting on. I would say this was actually a very good race, very like nice and clean execution. In terms of like really nice routing. Thank you, Nervin Deutsch. I'm sorry about the pronunciation, but you definitely were a really great tracker. Ravis, as always, such a great pleasure. Always feel fun to be able to commentate for this. So in terms of, I guess, the schedule for the rest of the tournament, there is another match tomorrow night at 10 p.m. Eastern. That is everything's now top 8, Gamma versus Chloe Prower. And then looks like actually newly scheduled Wednesday afternoon at 3 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be Rob versus Tato. So definitely be on the lookout for those matches. And then as soon as Blaine versus Hitsu schedules and Gem versus GGW schedules will also be on the schedule for that. So until then, have a great rest of the afternoon or evening.